What is up, everybody? Welcome to a Let's Talk. And I got with me a friend of mine that hadn't been on in a while, Brandon Poole.
Yo, what's going on with you?
All right, now today's little Let's Talk. I know normally I do Let's Talks with in reference to video games, but over the past a week and a half, we've gotten a boycott on our hands of an upcoming Marvel movie called Black Panther. And the reason why I'm wanting to call this out is because one, it's a stupid boycott. And two, if you one of them dudes that cape for stupid boycotts like this, you really piss me off. So I can understand a boycott if there is something that was egregious. I can understand a boycott if you feel like they're not doing right by characters, or you feel like diversity and representation aren't there. I can understand that. I can understand you saying, look, I just don't like superhero movies. That's not my thing. Like Jodie Foster. She said that last week. I ain't have no problem with it. You know what? Because that's her opinion. What she said is her opinion. I don't have no problem. If she ain't gonna go see the movie, fine. That's fine. That ain't gonna make me mad. What I get mad at is you're going to boycott a movie that is finally showing Black actors and actresses in a positive light. You're going to boycott it not because it's a diversity issue, not because the studio, whitewash characters, because you don't like who one of the actors is dating. That's your reason for your boycott. You mad because one of the actors ain't dating somebody that look like you.
Now, who is doing this boycott? You think who is doing this? Is this is this the women that's doing this, or is it the men? Who do you think?
The women. It started with the women because when you showed me that Twitter that tweet that went out,
right?
It started there. Then I go to Facebook, and then that's when the ultra black, I'm black for everything. Them dudes.
So it's black women and that's doing
and black men, because then the black men is caping for them.
Oh, okay.
And the black men is caping for them. They're talking about boycotting the film because they don't like that Michael B. Jordan is dating a woman of Latin descent. First of all, I'm just gonna be real, and you might disagree with me, but I'm just gonna be real. It ain't none of your damn business who that man dating. He a grown man.
No, I agree with you. Like who? Like, why do you care?
Yeah, why do you care? I could understand if he was like rude to black women. I can understand that.
Nothing. He ain't say nothing around across those lines. Like now, if he was shitting on black women, okay, then yeah, okay, of course, okay, yeah, then black, I think it would be a justified argument, even though, it would be something I wouldn't want to see, but I couldn't get mad at that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be upset with it if he did that. But you know what? He didn't do that, and it reminds me of back in 2016 when Michael Coulter was doing the rounds for Luke Cage, and he went on the Wendy Williams show. And him and his wife had just had a baby. Now, if you don't know who Michael Coulter is he's been acting for a while. But he just blew up in like what would you think? What, the last 5 years he just blew up?
Yeah, I say the last 5 years he's been getting his stride, and Hollywood, he's 5 years, he's still new. He's still a new player in it. So,
but he's been doing it since 2002. Because when did because him and Anthony Mackie was in what is it?
Yeah, man, he's been in movies for a minute. I just didn't know who he was, and he
had hair.
Right.
Then he cut his hair off, and you like,
then he cut his hair off. You like, okay, who is this cat?
Yeah. But so yeah, he's been in it for a minute. I've seen a couple things he's on. I'm like, dude, this guy's actually a good actor.
Yeah,
but women didn't know, so of course all the black women, everybody was feeling them until Wendy Williams showed a picture of the baby and his wife. If you don't know, he's married to a white woman. But when you hear his story, once again, he never once was rude or derogatory toward black women at all.
Right.
Because he married a woman who he had been with since college. The man is 40.
Right.
He don't look like it, but the man's 40. He married a woman he's been with since day one. He married his day one.
I mean, even if he married her 2 years ago, that's who he that's who he fell in love with. Really? Right?
Business. That's none of your business.
Man, okay, look, Jay, we are in a weird. I won't say weird. The culture is shifting to a more conscious era, and with social media, it gives people who never had a voice.
Oh yeah, they do. Yeah, that's true.
So this is a great. I mean, it's a great tool, but the problem with that, there's a negative to it. You even give idiots a voice.
Yeah.
So we see this a lot. I mean, just on Twitter. But now I don't be on Facebook like that. I know you saw a lot of people.
Yeah, I saw some
controversy on Facebook. Now on Twitter, now here's my conspiracy of what I thought it was.
Mm-hmm.
Now I thought it was one of a few things. It was just a small group of extreme feminists saying shit just to rile people up. Because if you notice on Twitter or on Instagram, when there's like some positive shit going on, it's always somebody that's gonna just say something to just rile people up. You notice that?
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah.
So I'm thinking, okay, who keeps doing this? Is this extreme black feminists? And I think that's a small number. I think it gives regular feminists a bad name, because I think the regular feminists ain't really tripping on it like that. But then again, I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Because like I said, from what I saw on Twitter, I'm like, well, that could be anybody. And we know when it comes to Twitter and trolls and Russian bots.
Yeah, it's open season.
It could be anybody. It could be. I mean, it's even alt-right motherfuckers that will create accounts and put like a black woman picture on it and just to rile people up. Now you know that.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
So I'm thinking. So I was thinking across maybe those lines. Maybe it's a combination of all of that, and people are arguing with bots, and that happens a lot too. But when you said what you said about Facebook, these are real people. The ones you said you saw, right?
Yeah,
that was really having a serious conversation about it. So
it got so bad that D.L. Hughley made a post about it, and I'm sitting there like, it don't matter who this man dates. That's nobody's business but his. I'm like, what in the world?
But I don't get that. Like, even if you're an extreme feminist, the simple fact that in this movie there's a lot of strong supporting characters in this movie that are black women
that are going to be featured heavily,
right? So you're gonna boycott that too? That kind of goes against what you would want to see if you're an extreme feminist, I'm thinking, right?
It would, because the thing about Black Panther is, and I'm gonna talk about the positives of the actual comic, because a lot of people don't understand the comic in and of itself. The comic itself, while he started in 1966, Stan Lee and Jack Kirby had to sneak him into Fantastic Four, and they had to say he was from Africa just to get it printed. Number one,
right?
That's some stuff that, now I could go into that whole backstory, but they've done a documentary on that, so you can find that. I think it's easy to find on YouTube, where Stan Lee goes into talking about how they came up with the character Black Panther and why he did it and stuff like that. You can even read about that. But the thing about it is, the way Wakanda is set up, it's basically women hold a lot of power in Wakanda. Now, of course, you know, T'Challa at this point he's the king. He's taking over. He's the king. But the Dora Milaje, his bodyguards, are all women. They have put down superheroes. These are regular people. They have put down superheroes. Like, a matter of fact, the scene in Civil War where Scarlett Johansson's character Black Widow is standing beside his limo, and Io, Florence Kasumba, comes up and say, "Move or you will be moved." There is a whole 2 other pages in the comic of what happens after Black Widow decided she didn't want to move. And needless to say, I thought they was gonna put that in there, and I'm like, actually, Black Widow.
They just kind of like put that in there to just kind of tease you a little bit because in reality, regarding that particular scene, Scarlett Johansson's character, Black Widow,
was about to get her ass kicked.
She thought that she wanted the smoke, but she found out real quick that she didn't want it.
Yeah, because in the comic, it's a whole 2 other pages, and Widow got her ass beat,
and she got thrown. Yeah.
So that's the thing. Like, and these are and Io is not even the general. The general.
That's the thing. She ain't even the strongest one, dog.
No, she's not the best one.
She's not even the best one.
Yeah. So you mean to tell me that, especially if you have, because one of the things that I when I did my review, when me and T did our review of Wonder Woman, one of the things we said was it was a positive look. Like, I would tell anybody who has a daughter to go see Wonder Woman.
That's a great film.
It is a great film, and it shows, and they did a good job of weaving in the Amazonian diversity that's actually in myth. They actually did a good job of weaving that in.
Right.
And it was a good, uplifting movie, period, overall. But it was especially especially for women, especially for little girls. I had no problem. I'm like, dude, they should see that.
Because I think it's important to have characters from different types, different walks of life.
Yes.
Whether it's gender or, or different races. You know what I'm saying? Because it should be a reflection of what America is.
Yeah. And that's one of the things that Black Panther should bring, because I noticed at least 2 of the tribes in the trailer. I don't know if they're gonna do all the tribes, but I noticed at least 2, the Man-Ape tribe and the guy with the plate in his mouth. I can't remember that tribe's name. But brother with the green, with the green and yellow, the smooth brother, but had a big green mint plate in his mouth.
Right, and that nigga had on a green suit with his legs crossed, so he had some paper.
Yeah, I mean, but it had that Stacey Adams flowing. But
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Like had on some gators. Like you know what I'm saying. The type of stuff, you know what I'm saying, that you would get from like an Italian store type of stuff. But basically, that stuff comes from Africa anyway. But that's a whole nother topic.
Yeah, that's a whole nother topic.
but like you was talking about with the the importance of the woman or the women in Wakanda, that is a direct reflection of African royalty.
Yes.
Because when you dig deep, whenever you know the history of royalty in Africa in different kingdoms, women was running shit, dog.
Yeah, I mean, look at ancient Egypt in the time of the pharaohs. How many women were? It was Queen Hatshepsut, Cleopatra. Cleopatra's the famous one, but Hatshepsut. It was like 4 other ones that were during the dynasty of the kings.
Right,
they were women that was running it, and Egypt did not lose stride. They were still prosperous. So, and remember when I showed you the Bohemian Army?
Yeah. I knew about that. I just forgot the name of that particular army. But there's that's one of many different types of armies where the dudes, like the dude or the king, his soldiers was women.
Yeah, his soldiers, his direct bodyguards and soldiers were women.
Direct bodyguards. Now, who does that remind you of that just recently got hit, so to speak? Oh boy, I can't think of his name. He was talking about giving money to black people, and he was talking about starting his own currency. And America just went and said, "No, he doing too much." They had to off that. Huh?
Lamar Johnson?
No, the controversial guy. I think I want to say in Liberia.
Gaddafi.
Muammar
Gaddafi. Yeah.
Yeah, Muammar Gaddafi, because his soldiers
were women.
Were women. Like his direct bodyguard.
Yeah.
Were women. That I know, he's a controversial figure, yeah. and there are people that say, oh, he had to be thrown out of power, but they don't really give you the entire story on that. So that's why I'm like, okay.
Yeah, there's the full story is weird. It's kind of
It's a whole lot more to that, man. It's a whole lot more to that, because he's talking about starting his own currency, because that's how much paper he had. Anytime a country starts talking about we don't need first world money, they got to get them the fuck up out of there, bro. That's just how it go.
Yeah, that is true.
But I mean, but I digress. Going back to the importance of the woman. And this movie is really going to reflect that. And I think a lot of people that never read the comic are going to be in for a surprise.
Yeah, because and if you haven't had a chance, you should check it out, because the comic now is very good. It's actually one of Marvel's best sellers, been for a while. Ta-Nehisi Coates writes it, and he does an excellent job of breaking down Wakanda, breaking down T'Challa, breaking down his mother, his sister. He does a great job of all of it, because the thing is, not only are you going to see African people, but you're going to see them smart. That's something else that you don't see, because T'Challa and his sister are actually smarter than half of the Marvel universe.
Yeah, like I mean, they put him in there as far as his intelligence level, like he's kind of up there with Spider-Man and them cats.
Spider-Man and Reed Richards. And the thing about it is, Shuri, his sister, is actually smarter than Tony Stark.
Yeah,
she actually is.
Well, but the technology they have in Wakanda, ain't nobody else got that.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, ain't nobody else got that. Ain't nobody else seen that. Even Tony is like, oh well, okay.
Because they still fight with spears, and we'll mess you up with spears.
Right, but it ain't regular type of spears.
Yeah, it ain't regular type of spears.
That's what I'm saying. So it's kind of like they got some other shit going on that the world ain't never seen, and they would think, oh, well, did this come from aliens?
Nope. Nope. That's a tiny country in Africa, and
one of the one of the stones. I think that might, the Soul Stone. I think that might have something. I don't know if they'll do this in the movie. Maybe that'll tie into the lore of Wakanda.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. I don't know. Will they? Do you think they'll go in deep with that?
They're going to have to, because in the comic it's a little different. So I'm thinking what they're going to do is use the Soul Stone to try to like blend certain elements that's from the comic. Because in the comic, Wakanda is a very spiritual place. It's actually protected by a gigantic panther spirit,
right?
Which basically is a cosmic entity.
Right, and I don't know if they'll do that.
That's why I'm thinking they're gonna tie the Soul Stone into that, because if you go back and look at the trailer, there's a scene where you see T'Challa walking toward that tree, and you see in the green belt, and you see all those Black Panthers.
Right.
Well, in the comic in Wakanda, he can go in the Valley of the Dead and talk to the fallen Panthers and the old kings of Wakanda to get help when he needs help. Because as good as T'Challa is, as smart as he is, they do a good job of showing that, yeah, you smart and you can fight, but you don't know everything.
Exactly. And so like you got to go to your elders for advice.
Sometimes.
And for, you know what I'm saying, and for wisdom. Now I'm really curious to know if, you know, when Civil War with his pops
passed
away. I'm wondering if they'll do that, like, you know,
well, he's in the film.
Okay, so
John Connie is in the film.
John Connie's in the film?
Yeah, he's the actor who portrayed T'Chaka in Civil War. He's in the film, so I'm guessing that sequence is going to be basically him in his sequence.
Well, they might do flashback.
That too, but
You know
but seeing as how, like, when I saw that tree with them panthers on it, I'm like, yeah, that's probably where they're going to put it at. Probably more than likely. And I think that's what they're going to do with the actual Soul Stone, in that they're going to actually try to bridge it like that, as opposed to trying to do the comic way, which might be a little bit, which people probably wouldn't understand. So
now, was that a play on words with the? Because somebody was asking me, you know, the Soul Stone in Wakanda, and you know,
no,
talking about soul.
That's actually not a play on words. There is a stone called the Soul Stone.
Well, no, I know that, but like, it's like the way they
the way they're doing it.
Yeah, the way they're doing that.
It would be.
I mean, I feel like that's pretty cool, but at the same time, it's like,
well, if you know what the Soul Stone can do, and it actually makes sense with what they're showing of Wakanda,
right. So, but just in this culture, when we think of soul,
yeah. Now, if the Soul Stone appeared in Harlem, yeah, you can say that.
That okay, right?
If it appeared in Harlem and Luke Cage had it, okay. You can say that. Right?
Yeah. If they did, yeah, you're right. Okay, you know what? Okay, so I'll back from that, because maybe I was reaching.
Yeah,
but
I'm just saying, like,
it's just hard for me to not
see it
a little bit.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, it would be different if they never said the Soul. If the Soul Stone wasn't really the name of it, but yet its name is the Soul Stone.
Yeah.
So and its powers reflect something like what is going on in that trailer in a couple scenes. So I'm like, you know what? That's probably where it is. And like, but if they would have said, like, this is in Luke Cage, it's in Harlem, and Cage has it, yeah, okay.
Yeah, we might have to talk to
Marvel about that.
To Marvel about that. Be like, hey man, come on now.
Yeah. But that's not the case with this. And another thing that people are actually, or people were wondering about, I know I got a question about this a couple weeks ago. They were like, why is Michael B. Jordan's character speaking with an American accent? Okay, the character of Killmonger in the comics, he was born in Wakanda, but they were exiled from Wakanda when he was like either 2 or 3. That's when his dad made a deal with Claw to help Claw get in. That's how Claw was able to steal the little bit of vibranium that he did, and T'Chaka exiled him because Killmonger's real name, his Wakandan name, is Najadaka, and he moves to Harlem. Him and his mom moved to Harlem. He is basically he's a genius. Went to MIT. He studied, learned, perfected his fighting abilities. Also, he could come back and try to take the throne from T'Challa. Now, T'Challa let him back in because he felt like what T'Chaka did was wrong. So T'Challa let him back in. That led to their whole rivalry standoff, because in Marvel, everybody has a rival. Wolverine has Sabretooth, Spider-Man has Green Goblin. You know, Xavier has Magneto. You know, everybody has a dark version of themselves. And with Black Panther, it's Killmonger, because Killmonger, don't get it twisted, Killmonger can fight. He ain't he's not a dummy. He's not a mustache twirling villain either.
Yeah, going by the trailer, when the suit pops on him.
Yeah.
Ain't no slouch gonna be wearing no Black Panther outfit. So you know, so we already know he's gonna have his hands full fighting Killmonger.
I'm kind of glad that they actually made it modified it a little bit. It's not really the Panther out; it's actually the Golden Jaguar suit, which I'm glad they did that. Like you can't hardly see it. The way the way Marvel did it made sense because you can't hardly see it. You assume that it's the other Black Panther suit that you saw earlier in the film, early in the trailer.
Right.
That's not the same suit.
Now, see, I thought that maybe. Now, see, in my mind, when I saw that, I thought that maybe, okay, that's just one of T'Challa's suits, and he just got a hold of it.
Nah, T'Challa only wears the Panther suits.
Okay.
Yeah, he only wears the Panther suits. Like, so that's the Golden Jaguar suit. So, that's going to be interesting because there is the Marvel has released a couple of featurettes. Like I said, once again, the reason why I feel as a Black person, especially in America, we don't get to see a lot of positive Black images, and that's just the truth. And for people to openly want to boycott, not because somebody said something egregious, but just because you don't like what they doing in their personal life,
which has nothing to do with the movie at all.
Which has nothing to do with the movie. And even yourself, you have said there aren't enough positive Black images on screen in this country, and you want to boycott one of the biggest ones that we got where everybody can see it just because of your pettiness. That upsets me.
There has never been a film of this magnitude
with the majority Black cast,
starring a Black cast with a Black hero. We ain't never seen it.
Yeah.
So in a few weeks, this is like one of the most important. This is one of the most important movies, if you know what I'm saying. Especially how in today's hashtag wokeness.
Yeah.
How we complain about we don't get enough we don't get enough Black imagery of positive like you said. Yeah. Well, it don't like this like far exceeds what Black people have been asking.
Far.
So for the people that's doing that, they kind of need to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, and like I said, I would be supportive of you if like I said, if Michael B. Jordan came out and said some foolishness, I would be supporting you.
Oh, okay. Absolutely. Absolutely. But he didn't. So we can't even have that conversation.
Yeah. We can't have that conversation. And like I said, to all those brothers out there who caping for this foolishness and nonsense, yes, I called it foolishness and nonsense because that's what it is. You sitting up here and you are backing it because of your own stupidity. And yes, it is stupidity because once again, Michael B. Jordan's a grown man. He didn't do nothing wrong. He just dating who he wants to date, and you have a problem with it.
But don't you think it's probably fake outrage?
I
think more than anything, it has to be fake.
If it wasn't on Facebook, I would believe it was fake outrage. But the problem is, some of these people believe their own shit don't stink.
Yeah, but we talking about like loser people on Facebook, though, bro.
No, but you know what? This is how stuff happens, though. Enough people get loud, and then people like, yeah, man, they right. No, they're not right.
Yeah. That's
how it happens.
That's true. Well, but you know what? The good thing, Jay, according to the pre-sale numbers, according to the pre-sale numbers, whatever opposition they had no effect.
Yeah. Well, because the good thing about it is there are enough sensible people out there that like, look, this is probably one of the few times because because a buddy of mine told me like, dude, I want to let my son see Luke Cage, but me and my wife would have had to fight if she would have found out I let him saw it. So this is something he can see.
Right. It's because on Netflix they want to they want to keep it they want to keep it for a mature audience.
And even though Luke Cage, outside of like 3 or 4 scenes, Luke Cage ain't bad. Like
right.
Outside of about 3 or 4 scenes, Luke Cage is very superhero-y. So you won't even. I don't think it's that bad. But like I said, my homeboy, I let him. I'm like, you know what? I understand because that's a fight you're not gonna win. But Panther's something he can see.
Well, it's more family oriented.
It's more family oriented. It's something he can see.
More family oriented. Yeah. So
I mean, yeah, that's gonna be fine. I'm like, and think about it. If Luke Cage doesn't blow up like it did, we wouldn't be getting Black Lightning next week.
Oh, that is next week, isn't it?
Yeah, Black Lightning will not be coming next week. And
you know, I've been shitting on it since I saw the trailer last year, but I do want to watch it. But I'm just kind of like,
I'm gonna watch it because I wanna, like I said, I want to show my support because we don't get a lot of that. And that's the sad thing about it. And it might be good because I don't even know that much about the Black Lightning character. He's one of them characters that's from the 70s that really didn't blow up like DC thought he was going to blow up.
Well, they might revive the character and then they might come out with some comics because of the show. I don't know.
Yeah, but the show has to do good first.
But let's be honest. Like the trailer kind of looked trash a little bit. But like I said, I want to see what the final product look like. That's why I said I'm going to watch at least the first 3 episodes. Won't doing enough justice, yeah. Because you know how you seen a trailer, yeah. It was like, man, this ain't gonna be good. Then you end up watching something, and it was and you actually ended up loving it. It was like, okay, whoever edited the trailer is trash.
Yeah, like Daredevil season 1's trailer, I didn't like it at all.
That trailer did not show any awesomeness at all.
Yeah, but I'm glad I watched the first 2 episodes because
when you watched the first 2 episodes, you was like, okay, yeah, you was all in. And then it kind of slacked a little bit, but then Wilson Fisk shows up and then you was all in for the ride for the rest.
Yeah. So yeah, but I mean that's what I'm saying. I want to watch at least the first 3 episodes, give my support because, like I said, we don't get a lot of that positive image. People think we ratchet because they see stuff. Them reality shows that are highly ratchet. I'm sorry if you like some of them. They are ratchet. They just are. Yeah. There ain't no other way to say it. You got people acting the fool and people claiming that it's reality. I'm like, I don't think that's reality because if you talk to somebody like that in real life, you might lose your teeth.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
The way some of these folks act.
I mean, I would have thought, that people would get tired of it.
Yeah, but they keep coming out with more.
Yeah, it's getting stronger than ever.
Yeah, so I am looking forward to Black Panther. To those people boycotting it for ridiculous reasons, you are part of the problem, and I despise you. Honestly, I do. I don't care if you hate me or not for saying that. I despise you because you're a problem.
But this is my thoughts on that. I believe that they weren't going to watch it to begin with,
and they may not have. But then don't use a superficial reason as a reason to say that. If you ain't gonna watch it, just like I said when I started this, if I had no problem with what Jodie Foster said. Jodie Foster does not like superhero movies. Hey, that's your prerogative. Personally, I think a couple of her movies suck, but that's her prerogative.
Yeah, I mean, there are people that don't care for action films or comedy.
And that's fine.
But when somebody says to me, like, okay, like how you feel about Jodie Foster saying that?
Yeah.
Like when somebody says to me they don't like watching comedies, I'm like, what kind of shitty existence of a life do you have that you don't want to laugh?
Yeah.
Like, really?
Yeah.
Really?
I met a couple people who said that, and I'm like, "Are you serious?" And they were dead serious. They do not like comedies.
Yeah, but that's them, and
they got to do that, not me.
Yeah, I'm like, who doesn't like a good comedy? I mean, you may not watch it all the time, but you might like you might have a movie that you like, or one of your favorite stand-ups, but you may not watch that often, but you don't mind watching something every now and then and getting a good laugh.
Yeah.
I feel like there's something wrong with you if you don't want to laugh. That's weird to me. But
I agree. I completely and totally agree. So that's what I'm saying. Like I said, I understand if you don't like it for those reasons. Like I just don't like superhero movies. You're not gonna get a complaint out of me because I understand it's not everybody's cup of tea. But at the same time, do not complain to me about positive images. Just don't complain to me about it.
Well, I think with Jodie Foster, I think she
don't make those types of movies though.
She don't make those types of movies.
Yeah,
let's be honest.
Yeah.
Hollywood didn't like comic book movies.
Yeah.
10 plus years ago. But now they see the money that it's bringing in.
Yeah, I mean, the only one they liked was Blade.
You know, for some reason, that kind of you know what? You're right. With Blade, for some reason, Blade kind of went over that obstacle.
Yeah, because remember they loved.
People didn't look at that as a. But you know, there's a lot of people when Blade came out, a lot of people didn't know that was based on a comic book.
No, a lot of people didn't. Yeah,
a lot of people didn't. You know, and I don't know if whenever the movie came out, if there was like a, you know, how they show the credits in the beginning of, you know, this is a Marvel production. You know how Marvel does.
Yeah,
did they? Okay, I can't remember.
It was a Marvel stamp.
Okay, so it was a Marvel stamp on it. Okay,
because after after the first movie came out, they reintroduced the comic. So pretty good too.
You know what? I like the second one. A lot of people hated the second one.
And the second one, I thought Vince McMahon was gonna sue them for stealing the stunner and Macho Man's elbow, but
oh yeah, that was dope.
Yeah.
That was dope. Well, my favorite villain was Frost on the first one. Frost,
yeah, Deacon Frost.
Yeah, Deacon Frost was lit.
Yeah. So I mean, it's one of those situations where I get why, especially with the fatigue of it all. I understand why people would not want to, but I'm sorry, like I said, as a black male, I want this to do well because there are a lot of black characters in comics that don't get a lot of love just because people don't know them.
Right.
And some of them do. Like there's one at DC that people have been clamoring for since this cartoon went off the air back in the early 2000s.
Oh,
DC.
Yeah,
Static Shock.
Static Shock, yeah.
You say, look, if Spider-Man Homecoming can make a lot of money, you got a character. I'm just saying, black people will come to a theater, believe it or not.
Well, have you noticed there's a lot more genres of film that surrounds black characters? Did you see the trailer for that Gabrielle Union movie coming out?
Yes, I saw that. Yeah, it looks pretty interesting actually.
Yeah,
I think that comes out in what, March?
Yeah, that comes out in March. And then there's a film with Omar Epps and who's that mixed girl that was married to that white dude.
Dude, man, there's so many.
And he got caught. He got caught cheating, and he came out with that song with Pharrell and T.I. Yeah. Paula Patton. There's a trailer with Omar Epps and Paula Patton. It looks like a thriller, like a mystery thriller.
Oh, okay.
Because
I know they got.
I don't know. I forgot what it's called, but I just saw a trailer the other day, so that looks different too. So it looks like Hollywood is starting to just now figure out. Black people do go to the movies.
Yeah, we do. I mean, now. Well, you know what? I'm gonna have to say this because it needs to be said. Because some of y'all are gonna go to a black theater to get the full black experience. If this is gonna be your first time going to a black theater, don't make Black Panther your first one. Go see something else. Go see a horror movie at a black theater first. So you can understand what you're about to walk into.
I think it depends
going to a black theater.
You are. I think it depends on the demographics of where you live with that. Yeah, I do agree with you on that. But
you can't walk into a black theater your first time because, like, you in a black theater, there are certain things gonna happen.
Okay, black theaters in black areas. Okay, let's start off.
Yeah.
Anywhere in Atlanta, you might want to wait till next week.
That's true.
Anywhere
that's actually
DC,
true.
Anywhere DC, you might want to wait till next week. If you want silence.
Yeah, if you want silence.
You want silence. I don't know if I don't think that's going to affect the numbers at all. But I'm just saying, this is forewarning. Even though if you in for it, you know what I'm saying? Because that shit can be funny.
Yeah,
especially at a horror film. When it comes to
a horror movie, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you want to have a good time and just have some color commentary on a horrible movie, go see a PG-13 horror movie at a black theater. You will die laughing in there off of the commentary alone.
The commentary from black people
is awesome.
Whenever somebody walk into a room, they'll be like, "I know this bitch didn't just go into this."
Yeah, you go hear that. It's gonna be loud.
And they're gonna be loud, and they're gonna be cursing at the characters in the movie as if the movie can hear them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. If you've never experienced that, do not let Black Panther be your first movie to experience that. Because I'm gonna go see it at a black theater, but that's the second week it's out.
Well, I want to see it with black people, and I'm going to see it about 3 times anyway.
Yeah. So well, I already told you my plan.
Yeah.
In other words, I'm doing my part.
Well, and the way they the way Marvel does its movies, as far as like the dialogue, it ain't that deep. They have a good balance.
Yeah.
Where they you get enough dialogue, but then the visuals, it's just a good balance. So you don't have to hear and linger on to every word to just in case you might catch on to something. It's gonna show itself pretty well.
Yeah, I agree. So, but I just want people, you got to understand, if you go into this theater and you say, you know what, I want to go and watch it with a group of black people at a black theater, don't let this be your first movie, because like I said, you're gonna be mad because you're gonna smell barbecue ribs, you're gonna smell fried chicken.
See, now you're doing too much.
No, I'm playing. I'm joking on that. But people will be talking in there. To be honest, people will be talking in there, and people will bring food. Now that ain't a lie.
Maybe the black nerds will shut it down and tell people to shut up.
Black nerds be the main ones talking.
Oh, they do?
Yeah. Do not go to a Star Wars film at Stonecrest Mall in Atlanta.
And see, I thought maybe see, I thought you was talking about like the casual people that's excited for this film.
I'm talking about all.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about all. Because look, like I said, it's usually fun because it's fun going to like a black theater and watching movies, because like I said, it's the experience. The experience is awesome most of the time, majority of the time. Because I haven't been to one where I know some people like, well, they be shooting at. I ain't never been in no theater where they start opening fire. I'm sorry, I just ain't never been to that. I've never been to that at a black theater, so I can't confirm or deny that people do that.
Greensboro, North Carolina, across from Four Seasons Town Center. When the movie Notorious came out, there was a brother that got shot outside the parking lot, and I was there.
Well, see, like I said, I've never been. That's never happened at a theater I've been to where that has happened. Now, I've been to theaters where they've been fighting, but
the shot, yeah. But see, when when I say that, when a dude got shot, it was in the parking lot, and we didn't even know it happened until we walked out after the movie was over, because we saw cops and yellow tape.
Yeah.
And we was like, oh, okay.
Okay, that's weird. All right.
Yeah, I'm like, I mean, y'all could have stopped the film and told us to go home, because I don't want to be around that.
Yeah. I'm glad you didn't, but yeah, I ain't around that.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So I guess they assessed it. But you know what? I remember when I walked in there were cops there. So that's another sign. If you see cops hanging out in the front of the movie theater, that may be a place that you don't want to.
Yeah, you don't want to.
But then again, maybe you want to go to a theater where there's cops hanging around, because we don't want another
Aurora situation.
Yeah.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
That's not. Yeah, but yeah, that as always, be careful, because like me, I don't do midnight movie madness no more. I just don't do that, because I got older.
I stopped too. Yeah,
I got older, and I just want to sleep. It ain't that serious. I can go see it the next. I can go see it that next day. So I used to, but I don't anymore.
Well, I took off work on that Friday, so I'm going to go in the morning as well.
Yeah, I took off that day. I'm going in the morning and at night. I'm going twice on opening day.
Yeah,
like I said, I gotta show my support because once again, I want Hollywood to see that yes, people do go see movies and these movies can make money. Because ever since I read what that executive at Sony Pictures said about Denzel, I've been waiting for a movie like this.
Yeah,
I've been waiting. So because she said some foul mess. So it's time to prove people wrong and boycotting the movie, like I said, for a reason that only highlights pettiness is ridiculous to me.
It's crazy.
It's crazy, especially
it's crazy.
Especially when there's a widely held notion that there needs to be more positive images of African Americans and Black people in general. It's people agree to that, but you want to get mad because of a reason that makes absolutely no freaking sense.
Well, to combat what these executives has been saying, well, maybe just maybe Black people don't like the depictions in certain films. That's why the fuck they didn't go.
Yeah, because let me tell you something.
Think about that.
Let me tell you something.
I haven't been to a slave movie. I ain't been to a slave movie in a minute.
Yeah, I'm tired of slave movies. I'm tired of mystical magical Negroes. I'm tired of seeing hood movies. I'm sorry. I'm sick of that mess. I'm just sick of it.
Mystical magical Negroes. That's funny.
Man, that's a whole nother genre of film, and
that's a whole nother podcast right there.
Yeah, I hate that trope in movies where you had this mystical magical Negro that for some reason tells people common sense stuff and they treat it like it's golden. Like, no, that's common damn sense.
Yeah, but white people love those type of movies, bro.
And I hate those type of movies. So
but you know what? Speaking of those type of movies,
Morgan Freeman.
Look, I finally saw that one on Amazon. That one that Eddie Murphy was in. What was it, Mr. Church?
Yeah, Mr. Church. Yeah,
I saw that. I was bored. I ain't had enough to watch, so I was like, let me just see what this is about. And 45 minutes in, I was like, I can't do this. So I turned it off.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing against Eddie Murphy. I love Eddie Murphy. Don't get me wrong. I'm a Eddie. Look, I was born in the 80s. I'm an Eddie Murphy fan. So, with that said, I just couldn't do it with that Mr. Church bullshit.
Yeah, okay. I mean that like I said, I know people like movies like that. I just don't. I don't like that trope. I don't like stuff like that. I just don't.
Yeah,
I mean, to me, it's not a good look.
Yeah, in Blindside and all that dumb shit. Yeah. I can't do it.
Yeah, I can't stand tropes like that. I just can't. I mean, and people be like, "Well, those are positive images." Yeah, no, they're not. That's not the same.
If there was a balance of movies like Black Panther and movies like The Mystical Magical Negro, okay, then maybe. But one outweighs the other.
Yeah, badly.
So therefore, it's a problem.
Yeah, it's a very big problem. So that's one of those situations where. No, I can't stand it, and I hate when I see it, and I hate when I see it when it's good actors in it, like Morgan Freeman, and and actors like those that are in those type of films. I hate it because right. I'm like, you know what, you should know better at this point. You know what script you read.
But look though, when we gonna get Denzel up in a Marvel movie, man?
I don't know, man. Maybe he don't want to do it. I don't know. Because see, the problem is he always working.
Yeah,
Denzel stay working.
He's just too in demand.
Yeah, because when you think about it, Black Panther has a lot of Black actors in it. a lot of. I'm talking about not just nobodies. I'm talking about people like A-listers, like Angela Bassett, Forrest Whitaker. You know,
yeah. Well, like, I mean, this is 60% of Black Hollywood in this one film.
Yeah. So I mean, the only black person that ain't in it that's mad that should be mad is Sam Jackson. I'm saying I agree with Sam. He should have been in the movie,
right,
in some capacity. So
they should have somehow
found a way to do it.
I think they could have found a way to do it because
they could have found a loophole to put him in.
Yeah, because for one,
he kicks it out. He kicked off the whole thing.
Exactly, he kicked off the whole thing. So wait a minute, will we see Captain America?
He's supposed to have. He's supposed to be.
He's supposed to have a little cameo.
Yeah. He's supposed to have a little cameo.
Yeah, because he's still there, right?
He's still there. Yeah, that's where they're based out of.
Yeah, that's what it is. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't know if they would do like a fast forward of that, of like, oh, he just left and he's chilling with Tony Stark and all that shit.
Matter of fact, like from what I read, the synopsis of the film, the film picks up like a couple days after Civil War.
A couple days after Civil War. Okay. Yeah,
so it's like Bucky is under. Bucky is still under while they try to get that thing out of his head.
Right.
And
so he's still in a coma throughout this film.
Yeah, he's still in a coma. I think they're probably gonna wake him up at the end for whatever part that has to tie into Infinity War. That's probably when they're gonna wake him up.
Exactly. That's probably
give him a new arm and all that.
I can't wait to see what type of surprise we're gonna get post credit of Black Panther.
I just want to know what Stan Lee's cameo is.
And it's supposed to be 2, right? It's supposed to be 2.
2. Yeah, 2. Okay. It's 2 because one's supposed to go directly into Infinity War and one's supposed to tie into something else.
Oh, that shit just gave me goosebumps.
Yeah. So
it's gonna be so lit. And they just finished filming last week.
Yeah, the Avengers 4 has completely wrapped. So whatever they doing, because they had a big wrap party, everybody was there. Even the people that had already finished filming, they came back for the wrap party because apparently that's a lot of people's last films in the series. So,
yeah. So
whatever happens.
So it's time to say goodbye. To a Tony Stark or somebody.
Yeah, which I think and that's a different podcast. I have to do that on a different podcast. But
yeah.
The thing is, I'm actually glad that Marvel's doing it the way they're doing it because Marvel has so many characters you can rotate in and out. So
right, I mean, plus
with them getting X-Men and Fantastic Four back, that just opens the door for a whole lot of story possibilities that they
for another 10 years. For another 10 years,
yeah, and this is like fresh movies with stories that they previously couldn't touch on. Now they can do them. So, and probably do them right. Can you imagine if they could have had the X-Men in for Civil War?
Woo! If this deal would have went down last year, woo!
If he could have went down like initially, like when they initially went to him in 2014, when they tried to get Jackman in Age of Ultron.
It would have been so many nerdgasms.
Yeah. Because Deadpool would have been in Civil War and he would have been on Cap's side, which would have been hilarious.
Yeah. So early 2014. So we could have saw X-Men in Civil War, which would have been accurate with the comic book, correct?
Yeah. Wolverine does pick a side.
Wolverine picks a side, yeah.
Xavier doesn't, but Wolverine does.
Now, because he picks, doesn't he pick Tony Stark's side?
Who, Wolverine?
Yeah.
No, he picks Cap's side because him and Cap met in World War II.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So he picked Cap's side, and that's when Tony tried to force Luke Cage into joining his side, and Luke was like, "Man, get the hell up out of here!" And he sent Shield to Harlem because he knew better than to go himself.
Yeah. See, man, I got to get back into. I really got to get back into the comic book. Especially now, because with all the stuff you've been telling me with the stories and stuff now, like, like
some of these stories are too good to pass up.
Well, man, you already know I ain't been reading it since the '90s, so I'm way behind. I don't know what's going on.
Like I took a break in the early 2000s just because I thought it got stupid, and then I came back in around about 2011 with that Avengers versus X-Men, and that's when I came back and caught myself back up. So I'm current now because I'm a big X-Men head. So X-Men are my favorite comics. So I identify with them the most. And
so for the person that might be listening to this and they want to pick up on started, I mean, like where in the world would they begin? I mean, because
if you want to start right now, if you're looking for like DC and Marvel, DC did a full-on rebrand called Rebirth, where they actually went back to basics. Marvel did the same thing, but theirs is called Legacy, and they got a lot of comics out now where they went back and did legacy numbering, but the stories are kind of new. So if you are looking for something like if you're looking for like a good team book, Avengers is good right now. X-Men is up and down, I would say. I still like X-Men because they recently got out of an arc where they brought back one of my favorite X-villains, Mojo. I love that guy because he's like a mix between Simon Cowell and the Joker.
Okay.
Honestly, because he's that insane alien executive producer that, loves to make reality shows where people actually get killed. And then he says like funny ass one-liners. I love Mojo, but they just did a crossover with that. They're in the middle of bringing back the original Jean Grey, so that's what they're doing now. In that, Black Panther's a good book. I would have said Luke Cage is a good book, but that just got canceled. So they only got like 2 more issues into that, and they're just gonna fold him into Avengers, I think.
Now, somebody like me, I've been spoiled by Netflix. I like all my shit together. If y'all somebody like me, you might want to stick with the graphic novels.
Yeah. I would, if you're somebody that doesn't want to go issue by issue, but you want to like binge it, I would say go graphic novel route, because they do a good job of getting the graphic novels out in a timely fashion now. Like back in the day, they didn't do that.
That shit would take I know, because they used to take forever where I forget about it and be like, oh, when did it come out?
Yeah, so they do a better job of that now. Now, if you have like young kids and you want to get somebody, like one of my favorite ones that I introduced my niece to is Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. That's a good one. Like I said, you just got to figure out what genre you like, because now they have comics for every genre. They have realistic comics, they have zombie comics, I stay in the superhero action because that's what I like.
Right.
I like superhero action. So that's the comics that I usually read. Out of DC, I'm reading Super Sons and Teen Titans and Justice League. Out of Marvel, I'm reading X-Men Blue, X-Men Gold, and Black Panther and Defenders, because the Defenders comic is not that bad. The Defenders comic is actually pretty good.
It's pretty good. Okay.
Yeah, the Defenders comic is actually pretty good. Deadpool, they just got in a thing where they had Deadpool and Frank Castle. It was hilarious. But
last comic I bought a few years ago was The Killing Joke, which was the hardcover. It's worth it. Which is worth every penny.
Saved my life.
Oh, you couldn't, man. I randomly walked in a comic book store and he was like, "We got 2 left." I was like, "I'll grab one."
Yeah, yeah. The Killing Joke hardcover is a hard find, man.
Because for whatever reason, every time they get it, these places get a shipment in, they go off the shelves too quickly.
Because nobody's gonna pay Amazon $150 for Killing Joke.
Well, they got the deluxe edition on Amazon, the hardcover for $14.39.
They do. I need to go do that then, because that's one that's a comic that I like. That comic, the movie was stupid. I like the comic.
Okay, and that's a whole nother podcast.
Yeah, that's a whole other podcast as well. But That was some
shit was
SJW bullshit that was in that damn movie.
I don't know what. I don't know what type of crack they was smoking. And DC does great cartoons. I just think they need to stick. I just think they need to stick with cartoons, man. They need to
their
leave
animated films are way better. Way better.
Way better than Marvel's. They are superior when it comes to the animation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Superior.
Half the time I'm like, why don't y'all let y'all animate it right? The people who write the animated stuff write the actual movies.
Yeah, and it's better acting.
Yeah. So
voice acting is better, but other than that Killing Joke bullshit.
Yeah, other than Killing Joke, Killing Joke
where Bruce Wayne had sex with
Batgirl. That was just weird and wrong.
Yeah, with while his suit was on. Like, how you pull your dick out in that suit? Right?
Yeah. So, yeah. There was just a lot of questions with that.
There's too much.
Why they did it?
Shit going on. Like, boy, if you don't turn.
Yeah,
but I stuck with it. It started to become okay, but then
the Joker and the Batman scenes are actually good. Like the Bad Day monologue with Mark Hamill doing it.
Oh yeah, that was dope. But I'm talking about that last scene that pissed me off.
That was bullshit. Yeah, that was bullshit.
And I'm not even like a hardcore. I'm a casual fan when it comes to. Well, I'm a little bit more than casual when it comes to Batman. Because I love Batman, but that last scene that made me a little upset. So I know, like the hardcore 1%ers.
Oh yeah,
I know. Now y'all was pissed.
Yeah,
I know y'all was like, because you remember when I saw it before you.
Yeah, you did.
You was like, hey man, how was it? I was like, man, just go ahead and watch it. I don't know, but to me. It was all right, but there's some parts in there I don't think you're gonna like it. He was like, how bad is it? I was like, I just want you to watch it. And I remember when you was watching it, you texted me, you was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah. Yeah.
I died laughing. I was like, yep. And I know it's the same parts of the one I was thinking about. So yeah, because see, you brought it to my attention. Because I thought maybe they kind of put that love scene. Maybe I thought that was from like a comic book, some type of arc that they did, and they just added that in there. I didn't know, but I didn't remember anything about that. I'm like, what the fuck?
It wasn't in there.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. But see, you had to confirm that for me because I didn't know. Because I was thinking, well, maybe they did a remake or something, or maybe that was in a different arc, and they just wanted to tie that in. I don't know.
That was one of the books that DC never redid because it was so popular. Killing Joke was just too popular.
Okay, and see, when you had confirmed that, I was like, okay, so these people, I don't know who's in that boardroom, but it had to be.
They was on that SJW crap. That's all that was, and it backfired. It was one of them.
It was one of them hashtag me too motherfuckers.
Yeah, but the thing was, it backfired on them because nobody liked it. Nobody. It was just it didn't. And to have like Kevin Conroy be the voice of it, it made it worse.
And that was supposed to be their last project together doing that.
Yeah, him and Mark Hamill. Yeah,
him and Mark Hamill. But I heard that they're gonna get back together.
Yeah, because I don't think they want their last one to be that.
I didn't want. Yeah, but. Every time I hear somebody like Mark Hamill or Kevin, when they say, well, this is my last film, I think that's just them saying the check needs to be better next go round.
Well, I can understand because like they kind of got typecast to it. Because Kevin Conroy does a lot of voices, but they kind of got both of them kind of got typecast as.
But look, being typecast ain't a bad thing if the paper is right.
It ain't, but at the same time, I can kind of understand where they're coming from a little bit because I guess you kind of get tired of it after a while. But I mean, I just don't want that to be their last Batman and Joker thing. They need to do another movie just so we can not have that be the last one.
Good news is that it's not, because I remember reading an article last year about them doing something else because Mark Hamill. hinted towards it. I remember reading about that. I don't know if that was rumor, but I believe somebody confirmed that, was saying, no, he said that, yeah, we got something else, we working on.
Because they were the reason why the first two Arkham Asylum games were fire to me. It was them two. It was Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill as Joker and Batman.
We need a standalone Robin.
Depends.
I think that would be dope.
That'd be dope, but it depends on who does it.
Maybe not standalone. Well, maybe so, because I think that would be dope.
Well, they should have
if they did that on film, like in this universe that they're doing, I think Robin.
Either Damian or Tim Drake, one of them should have been introduced by now.
Tim Drake should have been in that. Should have been introduced in that. Yeah.
I mean, somebody, but
somebody.
With them changing Batman, because apparently Ben Affleck is not going to do it. They have a chance of actually doing that now. So
now correct me if I'm wrong, but do you think because of the Ben Affleck and the Me Too controversy, you think that's why?
I think he was. Do
you think why Justice League didn't do too well?
No, Justice League didn't do too well because of Batman vs Superman. And people who try to blame Joss Whedon for that, y'all are freaking idiots. Because one, those reshoots, they were going to do those anyway. Two, y'all keep complaining about the freaking Zack Snyder cut. If WB themselves was like, we didn't want to sit through a 3.5 hour movie, what the hell make you think you want to sit through it? Lastly, people keep saying, well, we need to know more about Cyborg, Flash, and Aquaman. While I do agree, you already know those movies are coming. You should have known that they're not going to be able to do that in a team of movie. You got to get in and get out. We don't have time to sit up here and see everybody's origins. So that's just from a movie perspective. If you got mad because of the banter and the jokes, which to me, Joss Whedon toned down the jokes, but the banter was good. If you had a problem with that, there ain't no saving you, because it's obvious that dark and gritty was not working, because Batman vs Superman, that theatrical cut, we know about the plot holes in that mug.
Look, we already had the solo Supermans. They should have just strictly did Batman and then Wonder Woman, which was great.
Yeah.
And with the Suicide Squad, and then just jump right into Justice League. I think
they shouldn't have did Batman vs Superman. They just shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Not off top. They shouldn't have did that.
I kind of see why that would have been a good idea on paper.
Yeah.
Because for the theatrical reasons, nobody ever seen them together like that. So
we've only seen it in the cartoons.
Just in cartoons. But on paper, I mean, think about it. That sounds pretty good on paper. Yeah. But the execution was the problem. I don't know. That had a lot to do with the writers.
If the writer was David Boyer and he doesn't know how to write Superman.
Well, lack of thereof writers. Let me say that.
Yeah.
Because if they had if the writers was legit and actually had a vision instead of jumping all over the damn place, which is what happened with Batman versus Superman. Because literally, with Lex Luthor and all that weirdo shit jumping all over the place, you're like, okay, all right, y'all trying to just interject too much into this, and it's stupid.
Yeah, that's a whole 2 hours of
that's a whole nother 2 hour rant right there.
Yeah, in and of itself. But
I thought that he was going to be a great Lex Luthor. I was thinking like, oh, you know what, this might work. When I first saw him on the Entertainment Weekly,
he still may if we get another director, because Zack Snyder's not going to be doing these anymore. If we get another director that tones him down, because that scene in that post-credit sequence in Justice League, that's the Lex Luthor I like. The smart, calculating, I'm smarter than everybody in the room, Lex Luthor.
this Lex Luthor was I'm a 20-something-year-old douche.
Yeah, basically. And to me, Jesse Eisenberg,
I've never seen Lex Luthor like that. That was wrong. I'm like, we've never seen Lex Luthor out of his game like that. He's always been that calm, collected, 10 steps ahead type of dude.
Yeah, and that's what he should have been. But like I said, when they get the new director or whatever, we're probably going to see that, because I don't think anybody liked how they had Jesse Eisenberg playing it, because Jesse Eisenberg, when he was in the Social Network movie, that was Lex Luthor.
They turned him into Joker. Think about it. They tried to mesh a Joker with Lex Luthor. Why
would you do that?
Why would you do that? Like when I saw it at first, I was like, okay, well, this is different. They're taking a little risk. I like risks. You know what I'm saying? From time to time, it just depends. It just didn't work. I'm like, and then after thinking about it, it's like, why did they make him like weird, like Joker,
and having tics and all that? Yeah,
like I don't know, man.
Yeah, so DC. I mean, DC. I've said this on many a podcast. DC just needs to go back to the drawing board, come up with a plan, and don't stray from it. The reason why Marvel has been successful, even with people hating on it, is the fact that they have a vision, they had a plan, and they executed it, whether you liked it or not. Because they haven't all of those 13, what is 13, 14 movies now?
Yeah,
all of them haven't been home run hitters. Like Iron Man 2 was horrible, Thor 2 was horrible. But
I mean, but that's gonna happen. That's gonna happen. I mean, everybody ain't gonna win. This is how it goes.
But they stuck with it, and then we got
stuck with it.
That you ain't even expect to like Ant-Man. I hate the Ant-Man character, but Paul Rudd pulls it off.
Paul Rudd made me an Ant-Man fan.
Yeah, him
and I thought I'd never say
and T.I. That was
that was classic, man.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, so that's when I started getting what Marvel was doing. I'm like, okay, so what they doing is, yes, they have their own specific characters, and they're gonna have their movies, but they're gonna be in different genres. Captain America's gonna be your spy thrillers. Guardians of the Galaxy, Ant-Man, they're all comedies. They're straight up. That is straight up comedy.
Yep,
that's what they are.
But Paul Rudd, he's a comedic.
Yeah, he's a comedic actor.
He's a comedic actor. So him being Ant-Man, that was perfect.
Yeah,
and that was a great. And you notice how they was like, nah, we ain't gonna have Hank Pym. Because that would not have went well with the Disney stamp on.
Nah, because some of the stuff that they had Hank Pym do in the comics, like, that ain't gonna fly nowadays. That
would have worked on Netflix.
Yeah, but that's not gonna work here. So they couldn't.
Ain't gonna work on the big screen though. Nah. But it would. I think it would be pretty cool if it was on Netflix. But again,
and if you don't know what we're talking about, there is a version of Hank Pym that they tried to write a few years ago. I want to say it was either in the Ultimate line or it was in one of those lines where he was actually a wife beater.
Well, basically, he used to hang out with Ike Turner.
Yeah, but the thing was they tried to explain it, which to me it does not excuse it. And I'm glad, like in that comic book line, Captain America beat the dog shit out of him. That was he straight when he found out he was beating Janet, he whooped his ass like a man is supposed to.
Yep.
So what they were trying to say was in a comic that he was so stressed out from all that scientific work that he was doing on himself, and he had started drinking, and it led him to being that way. And like the way they did it was basically like when at first Cap didn't know about it, but he knew something was going on, and he caught him, and at that point he just tore off on his ass. Like a man supposed to.
Beat the dog shit out of him.
Yeah, because if you, So I knew they weren't gonna do that.
Right.
I'm like, they ain't gonna do that. There's no way they're gonna do that. Because what Marvel has been doing with their cinematic universe, if you follow the comics, they've been doing a mix of the Ultimate line and the Marvel proper line. So it'll be a mix of stories and how certain character reactions, because the Ultimate line was meant to be more modern. More the characters have the characters be more modern and bring them into like the 21st century better. But I think they found the right mix with it. That's why Nick Fury is Samuel Jackson, because in the Ultimate line, and Brian Bendis actually confirmed this, when they was doing up Nick Fury, they actually drew him off of Samuel Jackson. They drew Nick Fury in the Ultimate line off of Sam Jackson. So it was just cool to actually have Sam Jackson play Nick Fury, which
So when they created the new Nick Fury, they had Samuel Jackson in mind.
Basically.
When creating that character.
Yeah. And that's the cool thing they did. So it's been like a mix of the Ultimate line and the Marvel proper line in their cinematic universe, which to me works.
Right.
Sometimes. And that's when they said they were doing Ant-Man, I'm like, there's no way they're doing Hank Pym. Not with the Ultimate line, Hank Pym. There ain't no way. So what they did was,
I have a quick question. Speaking of Nick Fury, now they plan on doing as far as Black Panther, they plan on doing a 3-movie sequel, right?
From what I understand, yes, because I think Coogler and somebody else, I think the deal was for 2 movies.
Okay.
So that's why Coogler can't do Creed 2.
Right.
I mean, smart for him. I mean, I don't blame him, because to me, Marvel is a good investment.
So we might see Nick Fury in the second one then.
We're probably going to see Nick Fury in the second one. First of all, he's been out of the Marvel loop for too long anyway, because he doesn't come back till Captain Marvel and then Infinity War in the Avengers 4. So, and I don't know, they haven't said if he re-upped his deal yet. He probably did re-up his though, because I don't see them getting rid of Nick Fury. Marvel always has a Nick Fury.
You can't get rid of Nick Fury. Nick Fury is Nick Fury. You can't. We've never heard of Nick Fury dying.
Yeah. So I'm thinking if anything, he will be in the next Black Panther movie. Honestly, because Sam Jackson did make a comment about that he wasn't in it, and he didn't like it. He didn't like the fact that he wasn't in it.
I wonder if they forgot about him, man.
I don't think they forgot about. I think like the story they're trying to tell, he can't show up yet.
Okay.
Because whatever they're doing, he's going to be a major factor in Avengers 4. Because he's supposed to bring the firepower in Avengers 4. So wherever Nick is, whatever he's doing,
and that firepower is Captain Marvel.
Yeah, he's bringing her back to Earth. He's not on Earth right now. Like the way it's going,
how the fuck did he get? He's
not on planet.
This is interesting.
Yeah. Well, that's on like how are they going to explain this?
What type of deal did he strike? What type of deal did he strike up to where the most powerful thing that could beat this motherfucker? Nick Fury was able to negotiate her coming to Earth to be the Superman.
Because it's Sam Jackson, man.
I mean, that's what Jackson, dude. I mean, come on, man! Like his negotiating skills must be beyond spectacular.
It's Sam Jackson.
It's Nick Fury. That ain't Samuel Jackson, or is it Samuel Jackson? It might be.
It is Samuel Jackson. That ain't Nick Fury. That's Sam Jackson, dude. Have you not seen the Avengers movies? That's Sam.
Yes, I've seen them. I've seen them all. So yeah, that's definitely Samuel Jackson. But every time we see Samuel
Jackson,
every time we see Samuel Jackson play a character, that ain't that character. That's Samuel Jackson.
Yeah, Samuel Jackson.
It's just he got a wig on and shit.
Yeah, I mean, Hitman's Bodyguard. That wasn't whatever his name was. That was Sam Jackson.
That was Sam Jackson.
But yeah, because I remember reading that article where he got mad that he wasn't in Black Panther. And I thought it was a joke. I thought he was being funny. He wasn't being funny.
No. He was dead ass.
He was dead serious. So I'm pretty sure he's probably going to be in the second one. I'm pretty sure he's probably going to be in the sequel. So because after Avengers 4, they're not doing the overarching narrative anymore. They're just going to have more people popping up in different movies. So now we'll see like you're not going to see a Doctor Strange where Spider-Man doesn't show up.
Right.
You know, because the big thing about the Marvel movies is, okay, how can this happen when this dude stayed right up the street? Like, Tony Stark lives right up the street. There's no way in the world he's not going to know that Luke Cage just had a fight in Harlem.
Right, because he fucking hears it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
He hears it. Like,
that's what I've read the plan is after Avengers 4. They're not going to do an overarching story. This has been an overarching story since
2008.
Yeah. Well, since 2008 and since Avengers, actually. So it's been an overarching story, and it comes to a head. It comes to a head in Infinity War. It gets resolved in 4, finally.
Yeah, and then once that ends, they stay. We start a new adventure with X-Men and Fantastic Four.
I'm sorry, but and this is gonna be the last thing I say about this is I swear I think what's good they're gonna do since they got them now. I would not be surprised if one of the stingers on Avengers 4 is Ryan Reynolds showing up as Deadpool.
So what part would he play in that?
No, I mean one of the stingers, to bring it over. To bring them in, I would not be surprised if one of those stingers has Deadpool in it.
Yeah,
I would not be surprised because they need to have some way of bringing them in, and I can't think of a better way as to have the mid-credit stinger have something to do with Deadpool.
Right.
Since he is the biggest, let's be honest, he overshadowed even the mighty X-Men, and since you can't get Hugh Jackman because Hugh Jackman has finally said he's not going to do it anymore, which is I hate that he said that, but I understand. I just wish he could have got one in with Feige them over at Marvel Studios, but whatever. So I'm thinking they're going to bring in Ryan Reynolds because he's the next biggest name out of the X-Men franchise.
Right. So who's going to be the new Wolverine?
They haven't said yet. I think they're just gonna recast everybody. Like they're gonna let Fox.
Yeah, you might as well just recast everybody. Out.
Huh?
Well, hold on now. You can't recast. Well, what about Professor X?
That's the we don't know what they're gonna do because Patrick Stewart saying he will come back, but we don't know what Marvel wants to do. So.
Right.
I don't know. I mean,
they might have somebody else in mind, you know.
Yeah. Well, especially because they don't want to box themselves into a corner. I can understand if they don't want to box themselves into a corner because if they're trying to do a multi-picture deal, they're probably going to try to make it where it's like, okay, we need you for depending on what kind of story they try to go with. Because if they go with Avengers versus X-Men or Onslaught or Operation Zero Tolerance or one of those other stories,
yeah,
you might need a younger Xavier. You might just need a younger one. It might just be best to go with a younger one.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense, and it makes sense to just go ahead and just be like, okay, look, we got X-Men back. We ain't on that Fox shit, so we got new characters, and I can't get mad at Marvel for thinking that.
Yeah, I mean,
but there's going to be a lot of people that's going to be upset about that.
Yeah, but you know what?
Because we used to seeing, because it's just a familiar face. But we'll get over it.
I'm thinking, like, especially with characters like Storm, we might actually get an African actor as Storm.
Right.
I mean, you got Lupita Nyong'o, and you might actually get an actual because Lupita Nyong'o is from Kenya, so we might actually get an actual African actress because if one thing Disney's been doing lately has been trying. I ain't saying they did. I said trying to you know, try to get like they're trying to do right when they can. Doctor Strange is a sensitive subject for some people, but the truth there's more to it than just, you know, why they had to do what they had to do. I understand why they had to do what they had to do, and China was a big deal with that, and that's why they had to do what they had to do. Whether people want to believe it or not, you ain't got to take my word for it. Just read up on it. I mean, China's a big movie market. You're not going to piss them off.
Right.
I mean, China saved the Transformers franchise because Age of Extinction should not have made $1 billion at the box office.
Oof.
And it did because of China. Not because of the US, because of China. So you can't get nobody's going to piss off China because they're too big of a market. And they go to the movies like everybody else. So they don't want to, you don't want to piss off a huge market for your movie. So,
well, let's not pretend that these big companies don't sell their own copies of movies.
I'm pretty sure
as well. Come on now, let's just keep it 100. And they just pocket it because it's like, if you can't beat them, join them. because you can't stop it.
No, you can't. But
ain't no way to stop it. So what's the best way to stop it? Just be of that and get a cut.
Yeah, get a cut. So that is what it is. So and
you can't tell me that,
like I said,
you can't tell me that people like Disney do doing that shit.
Yeah, I probably do need to do a podcast trying to let people know about this whole diversity thing, because I don't think I did a good job explaining with the whole Iron Fist situation, and I think I do need to go into that at some point. But I'll probably do that at a later date because that'll take too long to try to explain now to people why, you know, certain situations need to stay certain situations. But
Iron Fist is white, so deal with it.
Yeah. But there's a reason why. There's a bigger reason why he needs to stay the way he is, and I know people don't want to hear that, but you need to hear it. So there's a big reason, and I don't think a lot of people understand it. But you understand if you understand that character and how that team up works, and why it's so important to, especially to today's society now. Because one of the things I hated was that the Power Man and Iron Fist book got canceled. I hated that because that book was actually a really good book. And from what I understand, it was doing well. They just wanted to separate it out and do their own. They wanted to have Luke Cage and Iron Fist by themselves. And to me, I'm like, they work better together. That's why they put them together to begin with. But they thinking money with it, and you can make more money, more issues. Yeah, but so in Luke's case, it didn't work out so well. But
right,
both of them are still in Defenders, and like I said, Defenders is a good comic. So whatever, it is what it is. But that's gonna do it for this particular podcast. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask.
Yeah, man, we kind of went all over the place, but we kind of stayed. But even though we went all over the place, we kind of stayed within the realm of what we were here to talk about. So go watch Black Panther, and just watch it. Everybody needs to watch this movie.
Yeah,
it's gonna be amazing.
I mean, especially if you're one of those people who want to see a Static Shock live action movie. If you want to see, you know, maybe a Storm movie at some point, you're going to need to. You have to show, if you want movies with people that look like you in it, you got to show more. You got to show Hollywood that you're willing to support it.
Ooh, Storm movie with T'Challa love interest. I see it.
Yeah,
and it's accurate.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, dude, the thing is, you have to show Hollywood don't care about nothing but money. So
that's what it boils down to.
You have to show them that that you will back it and that they will be an audience for it, and they will do it. Like I said, so if you want to see stuff like that, you have to support it. That's why I support. Yes, I'm a Marvel guy first, but I support the DC side too as well, because I want to see There are a lot of DC characters I want to see. Cyborg, I want to see him get his own movie. I want to see Static get a movie. I want to see them do Teen Titans. I want to see that. So
about
the
that
only way
Cyborg
do it is if they see money coming in.
Exactly.
So to me, this is what I've been wanting to see since I was in middle school. And I'm glad I'm now being able to see it. And if you don't like superhero movies for whatever reason, that's your prerogative. But to people like me who grew up reading the comics, who got our asses whooped for reading the comics, we kind of enjoying stuff right now. So please keep your opinions to your damn self. And I hope everybody has a nice and lovely day. Comment, let us know what you think, and I'll catch you guys on our next video. Peace out.
Watch Black Panther. Peace.
Yep.